We're back at the house after just a month, and I just wanted to show you guys a few things that this is my first walk around the garden since the floods, so check this out. Everything's fucked. Oh, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. My tamarillos are doing okay. I grew them from seed. This blueberry is, despite being pulled out of the ground, and I mean it obviously hasn't been in the ground very long because the root balls held the same shape as the pot it came out of probably less than 2 months ago, but it's doing okay. It's sideways, it's a month later, and it's still very much alive. I did plant it over there by that blueberry ticket though, not there, so it's been moved, but it'll be okay, so that's cool. I had a mountain pawpaw in there. I know that's not exciting for a lot of people because they're not like a super desirable papaya, but it was exciting for me because it's tropical, subtropical, and it looked like it was about to fruit. So it's gone now, but that's okay. Still self-seeded tomatoes absolutely everywhere. This silt is I don't know how deep, at least a few inches, which is nothing compared to some people I know, but we have a good 6 inches of bark mulch underneath all of this, and I think that's the only reason these plants have had the chance to live, is because of the drainage underneath. So it's quite a few weeds in there, but there's quite a few berry plants that we can salvage too. So these are our fallen passion fruit off the vine, the tunnel, which if you've watched any of my videos you'll know was a real point of pride. It's 3 meters by 3 meters and 2.5 meters off the ground, and the vine just absolutely covered it. We kept gooseberries along the bottom, beautiful orange berries as a ground cover, and 3 purple passion fruit vines, 1 golden passion fruit vine, and a red banana, aka vanilla passion fruit vine. Now these are, as I say, the fallen purples. I just stood on one by accident, and look, the flesh is like if you bought it from the store. So I think it might be worthwhile collecting a few of these. Flood affected or not, we may be able to grow some plants for people, so that's pretty cool. You can hear my husband calling our cat. A month past the flood, 2 of our cats in a cattery and 2 unaccounted for, but Dallas apparently has been sent around the neighborhood, so we will persevere until we find him. So I have 2 green Australian finger limes, and this is one down here that is doing really well. It was one of the first things I checked when I came back to see the garden, was that he didn't have too much silt around the trunk, and yeah, I mean you can see new growth. It's doing really, really well. This one didn't have any fruit on it. The one that I had in a pot, which is also okay, at a different location, so I can't show you right now, it did have fruit on it, but anything that was in fruit has to be stripped. The plants can be salvaged and saved and hopefully relocated. Hoping to do that with a lot of our natives. Save these kumara hiding in there. But yeah, and the water was, yeah, how tall am I? Not very. But our orange trees were completely submerged. So the water was deep enough here at our home that all of this iron and timber over here that made up the neighbour's garden shed was able to be lifted up and over this fence without causing damage to the fence where the shed was. So it's come up and over, it's barely touched the garden on this side, and it's just floated into our backyard. So lots and lots of water. The bananas are a really great indicator of excellent and epic amazing growth. You can see the leaves that were here during the flood have been absolutely shredded, and these new ones, I mean, they split naturally, but not like that. So the new growth is all within the last month, and this new baby pup is only realistically a few months old, and this down here is a loquat. So we'll be digging all of these out. Oh, would you look at that? We have a new pup. He wasn't even here a month ago. So we'll be digging all of these out and finding somewhere to put them. Fun fact, once a banana has produced 42 leaves, so it starts like this, and this one has produced, as you can see, 1, 2, 3. This larger one obviously has produced many more, and they sort of die away and peel away, and as it produces more, it becomes a larger tree. It doesn't matter what the season is or how old the tree is or the conditions or anything. Once a banana has produced 42 leaves, it will make an attempt to flower and fruit. And I think this big boy's due. Surely. So, I don't know. We will see. Right behind the bananas I have this fig tree, which again, even all this new fruit, I am just going to err on the side of caution. And I mean, I don't think these were, or that one, they were going to be ripe soon. So I got this variety. It's a Vlasoff variety, Vlasoff from memory. I called him Vladimir so that I remember. Name your plants, people. And the reason that I was drawn to this beautiful fig is because it has really rich dark skin, so lots of sweet flavor, but also because it produces fruit twice per year, so it has 2 fruiting seasons. I've actually already relocated this tree at this size. I did it less than 6 months ago, so that we could clear out some space over here to make room to do stuff for the kids, and I'm going to try it again. It either will or it won't, right? It's not going to have a future where it is, so I might as well try and take it with me. So I just showed this tree from the other side. I should add also, this is not my tree, this is a feijoa from over the neighbour's fence as well that's been uprooted, and you can see if I just poke my phone through, it did destroy the fence. So that's flattened some raspberries, but good job trying to kill raspberries like ever, so they'll be fine. And I've just come around the other side. See, I was finally at the point where I had good weeds. You know, my weeds in my garden are things like rocket, which is edible, violas, these beautiful yellow pansies that are edible. There's more rocket. I had a little self-seeded, very spiky blackberry there, but I didn't mind, you know. It's useful. We've just taken this veggie pod off. It had landed on our salad garden. And the kale's doing remarkably well. The first thing that happened once we took the veggie pod off was that a big, beautiful white butterfly came and landed on the leaves, but the white butterflies can have that kale. I'm not going to eat it, so that's okay. Also in here we have a number of baby avocados they're all seedlings. So again, you know, depending on what you know about gardening, they're worth something or they're not. They'll be worth something eventually to a very patient person. And I've just seen, hiding in under here, again, any fruit on it would be wrecked, and it's gonna be a delicate retrieval mission. But that, friends, is my mountain pawpaw. So it's alive. It's the little things, right? Okay, so standing on the kids' trampoline, which is of course covered in silt, I thought I would show you quickly what I've always referred to as my native but not entirely native section. So everything here, apart from the large panga, which I've got one here and one down the end, apart from the larger panga, I've grown from cuttings, or my mother's grown from cuttings for me, or grown from seed. So this beautiful big korfai has been grown from seed. That one's about 4 years old, and in through there are various coprosma, there's kawakawa, there are different varieties of hebes, there is ribbon woods, there's akiakis, there's all sorts of beautiful natives, and we created this area as a visual bank to hide the paddocks over there, but also for the bird life, for the wildlife, and went as far as creating a what do you call it, a loggery, and underneath we had to fell an oak, which was heartbreaking. It's like a 200-year-old oak, but it was a safety issue. We had to fell this oak, so we used everything from it, not a piece of it was wasted, and part of it was to create a loggery in behind our natives. And one of my little dreams was to one day see a lizard in my garden. So I mean, it could still come, you know. All of these flaxes, they were one, and we split them off, and they were so small and they were so scraggly for so long, and they're finally beautiful. I mean, they were always beautiful. They're finally substantial. And the reason that it's my native but not entirely native garden is because, and I don't know if you can see with this lighting, so we have monstera growing through there, and there's also a couple of ponytail palms. And the ponytail palms just because I love them, and the monstera because they're beautiful, they fill space quickly, they're fun climbers, and they produce food. There you go, got another white butterfly going for my kale. You can have it, guys. You can have it. Wow. So this, next to our native section, this larger bank of brambles. I feel like I should get off this trampoline, it doesn't feel very safe. These are our black satin blackberries. So I'll jump down and I'll tell you a little bit more about them. So these black satin blackberries produce very large berries, and they're very sweet and they're very delicious. The 2 seasons that we've had some berries, they've primarily gone to the birds, the kids and the dogs. So I've had the odd one, and I can attest that they are delicious, but we were a little too sherry with them. They spread really easily, they make excellent plants, they make excellent screens because they get so tall. And in underneath we actually had a huge selection. I think I planted something around this, maybe 60 tulip bulbs and under here, and there's irises as well. And if I come under here, there's junk all through here now, obviously, because so much has moved in the flood. But even a month later, just trying to send out a new cane. So these blackberries grow on canes, rigid thornless canes, as opposed to spiky brambles. And there is one of my daughter's jerseys. Wow. Again, there's junk everywhere, but I can't be totally dishonest. I will say some of this was stuff that I had grabbed. Initially, I actually grabbed this bunk set for our daughters. And then when I realised it wasn't able to be put back together, it was quite old and it had been sitting outside this person's house for a long time, but it was free, and everybody that knows me knows I love gardening for free. Yeah, I was going to use it to espalier my peach tree and my cherry trees, and then perhaps the base as a climbing frame, because be creative, waste not, want not, all that jazz. This is why I'm over here. I mentioned that I finally had good weeds growing. This is a self-seeded swan plant. Some people know it as a milk thistle, and it is the only plant, to my knowledge, it is the only plant that will feed the monarch caterpillars. Come on, focus, you beautiful caterpillar. No, you can just assume. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so it's the only plant that will feed these beautiful caterpillars and butterflies. So, and that's just a weed. It's literally called milkweed. It's beautiful and it has the craziest flowers. Look at them. Yay. Eat, my little friends, Eat and live. My avocados had fruit for the first time ever this year. By the way, my trolley's fine apart from the existing damage, so really impressed with that trolley. But look. And I can't eat it. But the tree will be okay. Thankfully, we've had some incredible neighbours that have come and I think cried a lot in our backyard, but also taken a lot of the silt away from the bases of a lot of our trees, meaning that they wouldn't get trunk rot and die. And if it survived, there we go. This one, might as well pick it. This one was my reed. So I had one reed and one Hass avocado. This year was the year that we were going to have an abundance of everything. Not just produce, but plants to share with everyone. I mean, look how quickly a banana throws out a pup. Look how easy it is to grow tamarillos from seed. You know, it's just, and I think I had something like 200 tamarillos. I couldn't tell you how many I gave away. I couldn't tell you how many raspberry plants I've given away, or any vegetable seedlings, you name them, I've grown them and I just give them away. I love it. I trade them, I barter them, I get different things, and everybody wins, and it's a beautiful setup and more people need to do it. And it's just so heartbreaking to see all of my hard work, all of the countless hours that I spent out here with my daughters helping me, and I use the term helping so loosely, and now it's all gone. Anybody that knows us knows that our shed was always so packed you could barely walk in here, but I had a path from here to there where I had a wee indoor setup for, I finally germinated some mango seedlings, guys, and they were a few inches tall and they were beautiful, and now they're gone. And I had tropical pineapples, and I had Fijian red papayas, and I can't even think right now. I had so much growing, just so much, and now everything that was our space is just hard. This is really hard. So again, all of my fruit has to go. Heartbreaking. I have 3 feijoas along here, and I'll tell you, I have a mammoth, I have a unique, and I can never remember what the third one was. What I can tell you though is that they all had different fruiting seasons, so they fruited at different times throughout the year, meaning these ones are ready first, these ones are ready next, and those ones are ready last. So ideally, once they've got established, our feijoa hedge, which is what it was supposed to be, would eventually provide us with feijoas for the vast majority of the year. So I'm going to try and take those with me too. But the thing is, I don't know when it will be that we have a home again. So I say I'll take these things with me. Truth is, I'll probably just give them away. That's okay. Again, our neighbours have come through and saved like a blueberry, my yacon. I have orange raspberries that I'll have to wait till next year to taste the fruit, but that's okay. Jerusalem artichokes, but let's face it, we can grow them anywhere. And I have 5 pink tropical guavas that are doing really well. And a whole lot of random stuff that I don't super care for. That's fine. All replaceable. Oh, and my pineapple. Hello, little pineapple. It's one of my pineapples. One of my outside pineapples. Wow. So we have swan plants through there as well for the butterflies. A tibushina and lilac, so just beautiful purple flowers. And then through here is all strawberries, boysenberries, loganberries, a peach tree, a spaleard, and we had loads and loads and loads of tomatoes and strawberries. Strawberries for Africa. So wow. Video of my succulent garden post Cyclone Gabrielle flooding in Esk Valley. There we go. Now we've got a title. This guy is coming with us. We called him the spiky dickhead. Not sure if I'm allowed to say that on here, but used to be this huge, big Agave Americano is what it's called, and it was massive. It took up all this space, and we spent yonks getting rid of it. It took so long to finally get the last little babies, but we kept one as an ode to the spiky dickhead. But apparently, succulents don't really mind being completely submersed in water, and then a whole lot of silt dumped on them. They are just going to keep on keeping on, apparently. So that's kind of nice to look at. Okay, so after having a lot of people here today, plants have been salvaged, cut right back, so all this left along there is not touching the ground. Loads has been dug out and taken to new homes. Oh, sorry for the wobbly cameraing. The ground is not exactly level, but heaps has been emptied out again. All along there that's still green is not touching the ground. Those are not plants anymore. Watching just my garden being totally torn apart. Oh gosh. Oh, okay, I'll catch my breath. Got a rogue bulb. It's cut, but it'll still grow. We'll just put him in there. You never know. There's just, I think, a few Cape gooseberries left behind, but some chaos and just everything's gone. Everything's gone. So, yeah, bare, just weeds and bare. I'm just really blown away. So grateful for everyone that came to help, and so heartbroken that this even had to happen. Wow. Just wow. Still a few natives and things that I think people are coming back for, but just wow. True friendship is babysitting your plants when you have no home. Look at these beauties. They are going to be super shocked, but that is okay. We have 2 black currants and a red currant, 3 grapevines, a Tahitian lime, a blueberry and 2 cherry trees, a fig tree, my beautiful seedless pomegranate, red tamarillos, I have a reed avocado, an Australian finger lime and cranberry counterpart, and a Hass avocado, and a yellow cherry guava, a red cherry guava, and a pink tropical guava. And my babies, got a few more to go back for, but my babies are safe and healthy and away from all the silt and nasty floody badness. It's a good feeling. A busy day and a good feeling.